Aloha mai, aloha kako, o Doreen Ki'ia, he Hawaii au. My name is Doreen. I am Hawaiian. I am the current president of the Las Vegas Hawaiian Civic Club.
I'm Taylor Patterson. I'm the executive director of Native Voters Alliance Nevada, and I'm also a member of the Bishop Paiute tribe.
My name is Noé Orosco. I am with Silver State Voices. We are a nonprofit organization that works with a lot of other organizations, nonprofit, just to try to increase the civic engagement of Nevadans throughout the entire state. And I identify as Purepecha from Central Mexico.
We are the only political organization that really is focusing strictly on Native issues and working in tribal communities.
We're committed to continuing the Hawaiian practices that was once stolen from us many, many years ago. The one thing that we face is affordable housing in our own land.
Most of our communities are struggling really horribly financially.
Historically, Indigenous people are undercounted in the census, and so whenever the district boundaries are going to be changed, that we ensure that our communities are not being split up.
A lot of our people, and it's sad because it's our land, but we're homeless on our own land.
All of our populations are having such disproportionate struggles that it's important that we recognize that a lot of the reason for that is that this country was built upon us and not with us.
But we face many challenges, whether it's racism, whether it's colonization.
Redistricting is super important, not just I would say for my community, but just for all communities in general, is because this is how we can create power for our communities. Because when our communities are split up, it makes it that much more challenging to try to improve conditions or to ensure that our priorities are being addressed.
It's worse for our Native communities. So whether that's suicide rates, poor job retention, poor graduation rates, all of those things are worse for our tribal communities. We're less resourced, we're less recognized. So any of those major issues we're definitely feeling in our community.
You know, the main goal for us, you know, for me as a community leader and representing the Las Vegas Hawaiian Civic Club, is to continue to provide resources to our people here. That means everything that was once taken away from our people, we're now bringing back.
I think I just really want people to understand that Native Americans are still here, as so much of our media representation is so old-fashioned and cowboys and Indians style, and I want people to realize that our cultures still exist.
When we're thinking of the term Native American, people think initially the United States, an American Indian, or someone who's enrolled in a federal tribe in the United States. But when we're talking about Native Americans, we need to be mindful of the entire continent in Central and South America, because if you think about it, there's Mexico, Peru, Guatemala, and Bolivia. These countries have the highest percentage of Indigenous people.
Right now we're having such an issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women. People are ignoring the truth, and I think finally with things like TikTok and YouTube and all of these really great resources, people are finding out the truth about what's happened to our communities. Native massacres or just awful things that have happened to our people are really downplayed because at the minimum it makes the American government look really bad. The things that they did to our people were genocidal, they were horrifying, and it's uncomfortable for people to know about.
In order for us to continue to progress in this Western world, right, we have to educate ourselves.
I think it's important to recognize Native American and all, I guess, Indigenous People Heritage Month, because we are the first peoples of this country, and this country was built on our lands, on our blood, on our bones. It's important that we recognize the sacrifices that all of our ancestors have made just for this country to exist.
So as long as we continue to practice our Hawaiian ways, no matter if we're in Hawaii or if we're here in the continent US or anywhere in the world, you can never take that away from us. We may not live in Hawaii, but Hawaii lives in us, and no one can take that away. So he Hawaii mau a mau. I am Hawaiian now and forever.